You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Kop TV. Breaking news. Finally, a little bit of activity. Would you believe it? Smash that like button, get your comments in. Martin Zubimendi, the defensive central midfielder, is being now highly rumoured, including Fabrizio Romano, including the other outlets as well, to come to Liverpool as our first signing under Arne Slot. Let's get a bit of background information on Zubimendi. As we know, right, came on in the Euros final against England. Straight after Rodri was injured, a lot of England fans were thinking, this is our chance to go and win it. But he shored up the defence and made sure there was absolutely no attacks coming past him, to be honest. As we said, central midfield slash defensive midfielder has come right through the ranks at Real Sociedad, which is typical of Real Sociedad, you know, being from where he's from in San Sebastian, the Basque country. Not only do they really look after their players with long-term contracts, etc., there's always a lot of loyalty with these players that come from the Basque country. He's never left Real Sociedad, and he's done very well. If I'm really honest, he's done very well. Again, has been linked with the likes of Arsenal, etc. this summer. And having done a little bit of research on this potential deal, there is a 51 million buyout clause. Now, when you're looking at top central defensive midfielders, which every top team seem to have right now, right? You look at Rodri, you look at Arsenal have got Declan Rice, you look at Chelsea, I mean, we were in for Caicedo. They cost a lot of money. And I think £51 million is probably par for the course. What I mean by that is it's probably the market standard for a player of his age, which is 25, and a player of his quality as well. So I'm happy with this one. I'll be honest with you. This is obviously the main area that Liverpool needed to identify, and it is that CDM position. And it looks like this one could move fairly quickly in the next 24 to 48 hours. As I said, has played 144 league games now for Real Sociedad, 7 goals. The goals that he does score, and this seems quite typical for CDMs. They don't score a lot of goals. They're not supposed to score a lot of goals. They're supposed to stop goals going in the other end. However, when he does score goals, they are very good. 5'11", so just under 6 foot. He's very combative. From what I've seen on him, he is I've seen a lot of people say his distribution isn't great. From what I've seen, it's fantastic. He can ping a ball, he can break lines. He's like a whippersnapper when the kind of number 10 of the other team is coming through. He stops the play, he builds the play, and his style of play, if you could compare it to someone, according to Wikipedia, it would be Sergio Busquets. He showcases composure and control, guiding plays and adjusting the game's tempo, just what Liverpool need. He initiates plays from deep positions, displaying precise decision-making, and his aptitude for receiving passes and creating space is reminiscent of a Sergio Busquets. Now, as we know, Sergio Busquets is maybe one of the greatest CDMs of all time. We're not saying that he's at that level yet, but what you can say is his ball retention in tight spaces is fantastic. He distributes. He's very athletic. Of course, he's just won the Euros with Spain this summer. He won the Nations League with Spain. He also won a silver medal at the Olympics. And with Real Sociedad, of course, they did win the Copa del Rey in 2020. Alongside the likes of Oyarzabal, he definitely shone in the Euros for Spain. Oyarzabal is, of course, his teammate at Real Sociedad. So, as we know, right, we have done business with Sociedad in the past. We did buy Xabi Alonso from them. And this, to me, seems like the deal. When this mystery number 6 was leaked yesterday, I was hoping it would be Martin Zubimendi. It's almost a bit like Take Me Out with Paddy McGuinness. Remember that? Number 6, mystery number 6, reveal yourself. And it looks like Martin Zubimendi Ibanez has revealed himself to be the number 1 target for Liverpool Football Club under Arne Slot this summer. So, let me get your thoughts and opinions on this. I mean, first question I've got for you is, when you heard there was a mystery number 6 in and around Liverpool's radar, Who were you hoping it would be? We also were linked with Varela from Porto, Edison, Andre Trindade, you remember him? But according to Paul Joyce, and this was just an hour ago, Liverpool are now considering Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi, and it looks like they've almost moved on from that destroyer role. Yes, he can still break up plays and stop attacks, but this is more of a controller signing. Almost, I'll be honest, in terms of his capabilities, his attributes, very similar to Thiago in a way that he is a deep line playmaker. He can do the dirty stuff, don't worry about that. But he can also really start moves off and finish moves. So I think for me personally, right, I'm happy that it is Martin Zubimendi that we're looking at. Yeah, apparently Slot said about him that he believes the 25-year-old can add control to the engine room. It would probably mean that Wataru Endo is either moved on or put in the reserves. Not in the reserves. What I mean by a reserve position is that he now probably isn't the main number 6 going into this season. The release clause stands at £51 million, and again, I don't think too many people can grumble over that. Real Sociedad always play fair with their signings and their release clauses. So he looks like he is now Liverpool's main transfer target, as the release clause is now considered by Liverpool. As we know, Richard Hughes in his first press conference did say that once we get into August, there'll be an avalanche of activity. And this to us looks like there is a strong interest in making Martin Zubimendi that activity, making him Liverpool's first ever signing under Arne Slot, which I'm happy about. If I'm honest, I think we'll buy 2 players in the next few weeks. I would love to see Martin Zubimendi come through the door, and I would also love us to go in and maybe get some kind of defender, knowing that Joel Matip left and we obviously need to replace that. Talks about Sepp van den Berg maybe filling that role. But this was the key one, right? This was the key piece of news that Liverpool fans were hoping for this summer. Now, it looks like he is the clear fan favourite if you are basing that off what the internet says. But it was Fabrizio Romano who, 2 minutes after Paul Joyce, did say that Liverpool are exploring the move for Martin Zubimendi as the new midfielder. There's a €60 million release clause in his contract, and talks will follow between the clubs and the players' side. I'm happy. I'm really happy. That's a good name as well, by the way. Zubimendi. I feel like there's a song definitely there to be had. His aerial dual win percentage since 1920 is very impressive as well. In terms of midfielders across Europe, he's higher than, he's the number 1. He is number 1 with the 71.1% aerial dual win, ahead of Rodri, ahead of Tchouaméni, ahead of Pogba, ahead of Yoxulu as well. So listen, I'm a fan. I'm really a fan of Zubimendi, and you know, if we can get him through the door, I think that's a massive indication as to what Liverpool are going to want. And if you've watched the highlights of Zubimendi, again, there's some really nice passes, some direct play as well, but some really clever technical play in small areas. He's very combative, as I said earlier. He will get stuck in. He can turn on the ball. He can operate in tight spaces, and he can play line breaking passes. He does tick every single box. I'll be honest, he ticks every single box for what Liverpool are looking for. Don't forget, he turned down Arsenal, Manchester United and Bayern Munich. Now it seems like, through going through X, it seems like Liverpool fans just want this to happen now. Pay whatever it takes to make this happen. And as I said, I do expect now in the next 28 to 48 hours that Zubimendi, this deal could definitely progress. There's a picture of Xabi Alonso playing for Real Sociedad, and there's a picture of Zubimendi playing for Real Sociedad. We're not saying that he's Busquets or Alonso, but there are similarities to be had. So listen, exciting news, finally. It looks like Liverpool are starting to get a bit active in the transfer window. Just before we go, a massive shout out to LFC Retail for sending me the new away kit. We are going to be filming some content in this today, so do keep an eye out for that. Massive shout out to the club, as always. How lucky am I? I never, ever, ever will take for granted the fact that the club want to send me kits and other stuff as well. So absolutely over the moon with that. Martin Zubimendi, bienvenido a Liverpool. Like this video, let's get your comments in down below, right? All the questions that I asked you. Is he the man? Is he the fan favourite? Does he tick all the boxes? I want your answers in the chat below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We'll be back on Friday with more news, or maybe even before that if this deal does take up a rapid pace, right? Really exciting news, good stuff. We'll see you soon. Take care. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you check out the rest of the channel too. There's other stuff you'll enjoy for sure.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV,
The voice of football's
most famous dads. Come on.